Bitcoin is getting squeezed between uptrending support and a horizontal resistance, and within the next days we are definitely going to see Bitcoin choosing a direction and either going to break out to the upside or breaking out to the downside. In today's video I'm going to point out the most important levels right now in the Bitcoin chart. And we are going to have a look at some potential scenarios that we could see right in the Bitcoin chart. And one of those scenarios, guys, is that we are going to see a altcoin season. I will show you exactly which charts you need to watch and what Bitcoin needs to do in order to see a altcoin season. And guys, I'm also going to address some concerns at the end of this video. So make sure you watch this video till the end. With that being said, guys, drop a like, leave your comment down below. My name is Jeroen. Welcome to the Blockchain Today, the channel where you subscribe for daily crypto videos. And right now, let's jump into the content. Hello everybody, welcome back. We have a lot of interesting things we are going to talk about today, but before we are starting, please all take a minute, scroll down below this video and hit the thumbs up button. Let's make sure that YouTube is going to push this video to as much people as possible. Then guys, when we have a look at the daily time frame of Bitcoin, then we can see that Bitcoin is still trading above the 20-day moving average, and on the daily time frame we are still in an uptrend. We are less in a acceleration modus as we have seen right here in this rally. Bitcoin right now is slightly trading sideways, which is actually quite logical after such a run up. So guys, the 20-day moving average is coming up with a rapid speed, and Bitcoin is getting squeezed right here between the all-time high here at approximately 19,800 and the 20-day moving average, which is coming up at support. So yeah, Bitcoin is most likely going to consolidate within these levels, and eventually Bitcoin needs to choose a direction. Are we going to break below the 20-day moving average? Or can we break the previous high and continue this rally to the upside? So guys, these are the levels that I'm watching on the daily time frame. If we look at the RSI, then we can see a bearish divergence right on the daily time frame. We've created a higher high in the price, but in the RSI we've created a lower high, showing us that most likely we are going to see some sideways movement right here, or even some bearish momentum. That is possible. However, in this uptrend, uptrend we have seen since the middle of March, the rally of approximately 400%, Bitcoin has ignored a lot of bearish divergences. But however, guys, this is a divergence on the daily time frame, so I do think it is important to point out. Normally, these bearish divergences are showing us that we can expect some bearish momentum on the price of Bitcoin. However, in this case, it's also possible that it's just signaling us that we are seeing some sideways movement. The RSI needs to reset, needs to create space in order for more bullish momentum if we want to, or if we were to continue this uptrend. Then guys, the most important level that I'm watching actually right now as support, that is the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. As you can see in this rally, this moving average has held support quite significantly, and the moment we broke below it right here, we saw a continuational drop to the downside. Right now we are trading back above it, so we can see that every time Bitcoin comes down to this 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing a bounce off from this level. And right here you can see it looks like we have been forming or consolidating in a triangle formation. We are going to have a look into that. But I want to mention, guys, that one of the most important support levels right here in the shorter term time frame is the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame, which right now is aligning approximately with the level of 19,000. Then guys, when we have a look at the 1-hour time frame, then we can see that Bitcoin was creating a triangle formation right here. We've entered that triangle formation from an uptrend, so the more likely scenario is that we are going to break the declining resistance, and that this triangle functions as a continuation pattern. So after we break the resistance, we see a continuational move to the upside. So right now it looks like Bitcoin broke above the resistance right here, and right now it's backtesting the former resistance as the new support. Guys, this is quite a bullish sign, I have to say. However, when we have a look at the volume, then the volume is not showing any significance. So this is actually something we need to be aware of, that right now the breakout doesn't show that much confidence right here in the volume, which might show us as well that this triangle formation, the declining resistance right here, was not that significant. If we have a look at the uptrending support, then the interesting thing is if we scroll back, then we can see that that support line where Bitcoin is bouncing off right now has been a resistance in the past. We have been talking about this level multiple times, but right here you can see that this level has been acting as resistance, and the moment we broke above it, this level has been acting as support. So this trend line is actually quite significant, and therefore I also think that if we were to break below this trend line, then that could be an indicator that we could see a continuational drop to the downside. And guys, the uptrending support right here is right now aligning at approximately 18.8, 18.9k. So in general, this is as well aligning with the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. So guys, it's quite significant how much confluence we are seeing at these levels. So that's also the reason why I think it is so important for Bitcoin to hold these levels if we want to continue this uptrend. If we were to break below this level, then yeah, most likely we are going to see a further drop to the downside. Then guys, for all the traders out there, right now there is a special bonus of $1,290 plus a 35% deposit bonus with using one of these affiliate links down below. So if you sign up on the Famex exchange, which is a awesome exchange using for spot trading and margin trading, you can get a bonus up to $680. If you sign up on the Bybit exchange, which is a awesome exchange for margin trading, then you can get a bonus up to $610. And when you sign up on the Prime XBT exchange using my affiliate link, you can get a deposit bonus of 35% and you can get a 25% discount on your fees. So for everybody who's interested in these bonuses, you can scroll below this video and you can find these links in the pinned comment. Then guys, we are going to have a look at another potential scenario that might be forming in the Bitcoin chart right here. And as you may recall in my previous videos, we have been talking a lot about Elliott wave theory right here on the Bitcoin chart. And we have been applying the wave count right here on the chart since the drop we have seen in March. And this wave count has been quite significant. If we have a look at the first 5 waves right here since the bottom of March, we have a first wave, a second wave, a third wave, the fourth wave, and the fifth wave. And with the fifth wave, we actually could calculate the top if we use the Fibonacci extension tool, right? So this was actually quite significant. This was followed by a ABC type correction. We have right here a wave, B, C, which means that right now we could be starting a fresh new 5 wave to the upside. And if we would apply a 5-wave structure to the upside, then we could do it as follows. We have the first wave right here, second wave right there, the third wave right here, and then the fourth wave, which we are in right now. And guys, normally the fourth wave is known to be as a very choppy wave, a very unpredictable wave, where it's hard to determine whether we have seen a top, whether we are going to see a bigger correction. The price is very unpredictable and is most likely, in most cases, moving sideways. So guys, the price action right in the fourth wave was really unpredictable. Bitcoin was moving sideways, but in other charts, something very interesting happened when Bitcoin was actually moving sideways. This was a moment we have seen a smaller altcoin season. So guys, right now I want to have a quick talk about the possibility, the potential scenario that right now Bitcoin is going to move sideways and we are going to see a couple of altcoins shine in the Bitcoin comparative. So we are going to see a smaller altcoin season. So guys, if we simply just have a look at the wave count, then yeah, there is a possibility, there is a probability that right now we are trading in the fourth wave, which could mean that we are going to see sideways action like we have seen right here in May and June. And if we have a look at the Bitcoin dominance right here, then we can see that right here when we topped out in the third wave approximately and we started in the fourth wave in the sideways choppy price action, that was exactly the moment where the Bitcoin dominance was severely declining and where we were seeing a altcoin season. So guys, this is something to take in mind, that right now we can see something similar right here, that Bitcoin dominance is topping out and that we are going to see a altcoin season. More liquidity is flowing from Bitcoin into altcoins. However, Bitcoin, it is important that Bitcoin is holding some levels right here and that Bitcoin is moving sideways, that we are not going to see a bigger pullback or a correction in the price of Bitcoin, because normally when Bitcoin is bleeding, the altcoins are bleeding even more. And right here in this fourth wave, this price action, we we can see that Bitcoin clearly is moving sideways. So Bitcoin should stay in this sideways range, as we have seen right here in May and June, that Bitcoin is just in a choppy price action moving sideways. That could be a very bullish sign for alts. And this is not the only reason why I think some alts could do good in the Bitcoin comparative, because if we have a look at, for example, Link against Bitcoin, then we can see right here that we are actually at a turning point. We are approaching a very important support level, and if we were to see a bounce from this level, then that could definitely indicate that the Chainlink could increase value right here in the Bitcoin comparative. Which basically means that more liquidity from Bitcoin is flowing into Chainlink and that the Bitcoin dominance will decrease. If we have a look at Ethereum against Bitcoin, then we already know that Ethereum against Bitcoin is actually in a already longer term time uptrend. We are right here in a rising channel. We just got rejected at a very important key level, the 0.033 Bitcoin level, but as you can see, we are right now still in a uptrend. So this could also make sense that if Bitcoin were to right now enter into the fourth wave of a 5-wave Elliott wave count, and we were to see this choppy price action where Bitcoin is just ranging sideways, then it is definitely possible that we are going to see liquidity flowing from Bitcoin into altcoins and that we are going to see a smaller alt season. So guys, right now let's have a quick look at the Bitcoin dominance chart. You can see that the Bitcoin dominance is getting squeezed between support and resistance. We have a horizontal resistance and we have a uptrending support. And the Bitcoin dominance is getting squeezed within this range and eventually needs to make a decision. Are we going to break out to the downside or are we going to break out to the upside? Well, if we were to break out to the upside, then that means that we are not going to see a altcoin season in the shorter term time frame. If we were to break out to the downside, and that is showing us that more liquidity of Bitcoin is flowing into altcoins. And this could tell us as well that if we were to break out to the downside, we could come all the way down right here to the 60% level calculated by TradingView. So guys, right now we know that the Bitcoin price is moving sideways and right now it's getting squeezed between the horizontal resistance at approximately 19.8k and some uptrending support lines, some uptrending moving average like the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame and the 20-day moving average as well. So if we were to stay above these levels, I expect Bitcoin to continue this uptrend. However, we are seeing some warning signals as well. So guys, Phil B is stating here that previous cycles tell us that when we get too far from the 20-week moving average or the 50-week moving average and the 128 daily moving average at this point in the cycle, we normally correct back to them through price or time. Expansion beyond current levels has in the past occurred later in the cycle. So if we have a look at the increase, we have seen the rally of 400%, the bullish price action in Bitcoin, then right now we are seeing a bigger distance from some important moving average, right? And if we have a look at the previous bull market right here, then we can see the further the distance from very important moving averages, the higher the likelihood that we are coming down back to test them. So guys, this is not telling us anything about the shorter term time frame. It is telling us that in the mid-term time frame, it looks like we are getting closer to a local top, and that the farther we are moving away, the more distance we are having from these important moving averages, the higher the likelihood is that we are coming back down to see a pullback and to test some levels, some support levels again. Then guys, that's not the only concern that I have right now, because if we have a look at the fear and greed index for the regular financial markets, then we can find ourselves in extreme greedy territory. If we have a look at other indicators like I shared in my previous video from sentiment as well, then we can see that right now there is excessive optimism in the regular financial markets, which is also normally indicating that we are getting closer to a mid-term top. So if we have a look at the latest survey results, then we can see that the majority, approximately 50% right now, is bullish, and that the minority, approximately 23% right now, is bearish on the financial markets. And most of you guys know, of course, that these sentiment indicators normally are great contrarian indicators. So when the majority is bullish, then that is actually a bearish sign. So guys, this is actually quite simple and how the markets work. Because if the majority is bullish on a certain asset, that means that the majority has positioned himself in that certain asset, which means that there are eventually only sellers left. So guys, that actually means that when the majority is bullish on a certain asset, that's actually a bearish indicator. And when the majority is bearish on a certain asset, that's actually a bullish indicator. But right now, yeah, this is a indicator for the midterm and macro perspective. Right now, I still think that the regular financial markets can continue to grow. We have just seen a nice breakout out of a resistance zone. So it is definitely possible that in the shorter term time frame, we are going to see a continuation of this climb. We are going to see higher levels. However, guys, this metric is showing us, or is showing me, that in the macro perspective, it looks like we are getting closer to a midterm top. And that eventually we can see an extreme pullback in the stock markets as well. And the reason why I'm pointing this out, because I do think the stock market right now is still important for the crypto markets. If we are going to see a sell-off in the stock market, if we are going to see a midterm top occurring in the stock market, then I definitely think then that can have a bearish effect on Bitcoin as well in the shorter term time frame. So guys, Bitcoin remains here in an uptrend in the shorter term time frame as well as in the longer term time frame. Another very important resistance level I want to point out, which is a very significant resistance before the previous high, right? That is the 19,500 level. So we got rejected multiple times from the 19,500 level, and I definitely think that this is one of the stronger resistances right now above us. And in the shorter term time frame, this might be a more significant level than the previous high. So right here, when we are seeing the 50 moving average coming up on the 4-hour time frame, Bitcoin eventually is being squeezed right here with the 50 moving average and the horizontal resistance at 19,500. And Bitcoin eventually has to choose a direction, right? Are we going to break out to the upside, or are we going to break out to the downside? So guys, right now Bitcoin is kind of in a no trading zone. We don't have a clear direction yet, because as well, after this triangle formation, we haven't seen a convinced breakout, right? And that Bitcoin is really choosing the direction or choosing a continuational move to the upside. We haven't seen that much convincing volume. So yeah, I definitely going to stand on the sidelines right here and going to watch whether we are going to see a more convincing move. We might see it when Bitcoin is going to break above 90,500. We might see it when Bitcoin is breaking some key support levels. But right now I do think that the price action in the shorter term time frame is quite unpredictable. And right here we are not having a clear direction yet, which as well could strengthen the scenario that we could be in a fourth wave. Bitcoin is moving sideways and we could see a smaller altcoin season occur. So guys, those are the scenarios that I'm seeing in the charts right now. If you like today's analysis, please scroll below this video and hit the thumbs up button. Let's check if we can get above the 200 likes on today's video. That would be awesome, guys. But okay, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't seen one of my tutorials, you can go over there and watch one of those. And I will see all of you in the next video.